the buyer was like, hey, I need my $100,000 back from the seller. The seller's like, I'm not giving you anything. You're not closing on the deal. The buyer's like, okay, I'm going to sue you. The seller said, I'm going to sue you still if once I sell this for lower.
Yeah.
So I was like,
bro, a lot of people hear this and the first thing they do is go to the bathroom and throw up. Yo!
Nerds.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Uncapped Network. Today's guest is Franklin Uzouku, a multifamily investor, wholesaler, entrepreneur, and the owner of Score Properties. He's someone who has mastered the skill of sales and negotiation. He is one of the most reputable real estate investors within Ontario and has moved millions of dollars in transactions. What's even crazier is he's only 26. Wild. Yo, honestly, thank you so much, Franklin, for coming on, brother. How's your day been going so far?
it's been great, man. You know, busy.
Yeah.
Keeping busy and just working through our leads, trying to grow our company.
Yeah. One thing I want to start off with is when I typed your name in on YouTube, I see you're streaming, bro. So let's get into that, man. Like, let's get into the fact of like what got you into streaming. Like, tell us about
what was I streaming?
You were streaming. It was a motorcycle game.
Oh my!
Where you're driving, you're skiing off the motorcycles, and then I think it was a couple, maybe like Call of Duty or something like that.
Dude, oh my God! I thought
this guy. Go back.
Oh man, yeah. I used to game a lot, you know, when life wasn't serious. You know? Like 2018, 2019, yeah, I used to play a lot of video games, and I don't know, I just thought, put it out there, you know. Yeah, everyone wanted to be a streamer at that time. I thought maybe I could.
You can make it out.
I could make it. I put a few videos, no one watched it, it hurt me, and I just left it. You know?
Jokes, bro. I'm not gonna lie, I was kind of shocked. I was
You're like, what the hell?
Like wholesaling content, and then I see like the live streaming. I was like, this is dope, bro. Yeah.
Oh my God. Yeah. I gotta go delete that now.
But yo, let's get into that. Like, let's get into the upbringing and like who you are, like before you were the wholesaler, the real estate person, you know?
Yeah. So where do you want to start from? Like coming into Canada, like prior to all this, I was born in Nigeria, right?
Yeah. Let's get from there. Let's start from there.
Yeah. So yeah, I was born in Nigeria, Abuja, that's the capital of Nigeria. Lived with my parents, my dad, my mom. I grew up in like a polygamous family. So my dad had 6 wives. He still has 6 wives now. And we're like about 16 kids in total. I'm the first boy, you know. And yeah, just growing up in Nigeria, I wasn't really close to my dad because he had a lot of family, a lot of kids and wives. He set it up in a way where he would spend 1 week in one of the wives' house and their kids, you know, he had houses for all of them.
Yeah.
And yeah, so I didn't really spend that much time with my dad, a lot closer to my mom, you know. I went to boarding school in Nigeria as well. Fast forward 2015 actually, I was supposed to go to England at first for school because in Nigeria, like everyone tries to push their kids out to go study abroad, you know?
Yeah.
Because you just have better like credentials to come get a good job, or, you know, it's just better opportunities.
Is that something you wanted, or was that something that kind of like worried you at that time, like knowing you had to leave your country?
I think when towards graduation, it was more like everyone and like all the richer kids, most people were going abroad. Like it's like a standard thing. Like, because I wouldn't say I was kind of born with like a silver spoon. No, I wouldn't say maybe a bronze. You know, like not so not so rich, but like, you know, we were comfortable in Nigeria. Like my dad wasn't poor; he was a real estate developer there. You know, so I think that's where the real estate thing kind of like. I really wanted to do that, like when I found out I could here.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was born like not really rich, and my dad would. Sorry, man, a little bit lost here.
No stress, but no stress. Like it's you know, like it's crazy how you came here by yourself, like leaving your family.
Right.
You came here by yourself at the age of, you said, I think 17 years old.
Right. So I came here at 17, and got here to Fanshawe College, right? I applied to, I remember where I was going to with that other story. So yeah, I actually applied to UK at first to go there to Portsmouth, and I was supposed to go to University of Portsmouth, like in South London in England, and my visa didn't come in. I got denied, and then I applied to Kentucky, the States as well. I got denied because I already got denied to England. Like, I don't know, they work together, the embassies. Then Canada approved me, and yeah, we just decided to go for it. London was like the cheapest city to move into, tuition fees wise, that's what my dad could afford at the time. Yeah, so even though we weren't close, he did a lot for me, just making that push, because out of all my siblings, I'm like the only one who's actually left so far. That's why, like, I feel there's a lot of pressure, I gotta figure it out here and like try to bring most of them here.
Did you feel like you had a certain responsibility?
Right from the start. Yeah. Right from the start, like 17, right from coming here, like, it was always in my mind that, like, I gotta just learn everything. I gotta network. I gotta, like, I don't know if you know Farhi, like, even when I had a shitty job, like, I was working at discount car and truck rentals, like, and Farhi would always come in and rent cars. I don't know why. I just took his number. There since then, and we always kept in contact. WhatsApp, like,
really
sends me kids pictures, like, but we don't do no business even now because he's just too big. Because nothing I could bring him that is worth his while.
Have you always been like a networker or seen value in like talking to others?
Yeah, I always knew that you have to, right? Like, I when I first came here, like, my accent was still like not proper, so I was always shy of talking, but after getting a few jobs, I got my first sales job with American Express, selling business credit cards. I feel like that's what really opened that for me, and I got comfortable talking to people, selling credit cards, and then after that I got another job selling roofing shingles for a roofing contracting company, and so that really pushed me out in sales, made me understand sales a little bit more, and fast forward, got into real estate.
You mentioned earlier that, like, being the firstborn man in your family, right? Did that put a chip on your shoulder in any way?
Yeah, like in Nigeria, like, if you're a firstborn, like, you're like a provider, like, you have to figure it out. That's just how I think even in other countries, right? Like, in the firstborn, you get all the responsibilities. In Nigeria, it's like a lot more, and especially me going abroad, like, I'm the only one going out there. Like, it's like they put everything into me and to figure it out, So I came to Nigeria. I came to Canada here and started school. 2016. I came here 2015. 2016, Nigeria had like a major recession, and my dad like kind of like lost a lot of. He wasn't doing good financially anymore, and like couldn't support me. And he was always sending me money at first when I got here. Like, I was getting like 2,500, doing nothing, staying at the door. Life was good. Life was good. Then all of a sudden it just stopped, and like, I would literally be drinking like cans of Coke, just to like drinking a bunch of pop will fill you up for the day. Yeah. So I had to, because I literally had no one to ask, like, and I didn't even know I could go get free food from what they call those
food bank,
like, I didn't even know that. Like, I was so like, I couldn't speak up or even network with all the white kids at the residence. Like, I was just always in my dorm, like shy and stuff. So I had to get through all that, figure it out, and started working. My dad wasn't paying my tuition fees anymore. I had to drop out, and dropping out means that I wasn't, so I'm not a permanent resident. I already have my study permit, right? And I dropped out, and that meant I wasn't covered insurance wise, like for health, because you don't get OHIP as well as an international student. You actually have a separate one, but it's only valid while you're in school.
Damn.
So I didn't know, and I was playing around then.
At that time, did you have like the vision of who you're gonna be right now, or like were you kind of just like going on with every single day? Like,
I was going on with every single day, but I knew like I have to get somewhere, like, you know. But at the time, obviously got distracted with the party and new country, new life, you know.
Yeah.
Bad friends, you know, got distracted with all that at first, or the first 2 couple years. But I always knew there's no way, like I have to make it. I just thought I have some time, you know, let me play with the time. And
What was the turning point then?
the turning point was honestly COVID, you know, like COVID, everything became serious. Like I started getting older, started paying a lot of bills for my kid more, you know, and I think he was 3 then at first, because me and the mom, we didn't work out. We separated, right? And luckily she had a job. She's like slightly older than me, like 2-3 years. So she was a lot more put together, you know, so she could take care of him more than I could at the time.
Yeah.
And yeah, like she started actually needing my help, and I just felt terrible that I couldn't contribute to that. Like I was living off CERB in 2020. The roofing job I had, they let me go because I didn't know how to count coins at the time.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like the cents.
Yeah.
I was working the front desk as well, like doing sales in the front desk, and yeah, it was all good for like 2 months until when they actually gave me the till, and it came to like counting cents and 15 cents and 2 knees. I didn't know that. I was always using my card, so it didn't matter. Then yeah, that kind of messed me up, and I lost that job, and it actually hurt because I put a lot into that job to learn and do good for them, you know.
Yeah.
And I just got fired out of nowhere for no reason. They just said it was because of COVID, and
Jeez.
it wasn't because of COVID. They were still running, you know. They just let me go. So cool. Started taking the CERB money, which was good, you know. Then I just got tired of sitting around, you know. Things got real bad. I moved to Toronto that 2020 as well, thinking I'd go figure it out in Toronto or something. But Toronto was like COVID, everything was shut down. It wasn't fun. I was not meeting anyone. You know, I thought I was gonna network there or something, you know.
Yeah.
I wasn't meeting anyone, so I came back to London. End of 2020, and I got a room, you know. I got a really tiny room, and I had roommates. One was a crackhead. It was just bad environment in general. One was a crackhead, but I came across somehow, I don't know, I was just, because I'm always on YouTube, like trying to research something. Even like 2017, like when I first came here, like when I was gaming and streaming, like you've seen, I was still researching ways to make money. I started trading Forex.
I did it too.
Yeah, I did some Forex. I did what's it called again? There's something else. It's not Forex. It's the one that's shorter.
It's currencies. Like Forex is currencies.
It's Forex currency. It's still Forex, but it's like a shorter type of trading where they don't.
Is it? It's not options, right?
Options.
That's what it was.
Yeah, that's the word. Yeah. So I did that for a bit. I realized the company I put money into was just a scam. They didn't give me.
What was the company? And the reason I'm asking you is because we signed up back in the day into like Iron Academy. We were Forex traders. You know, we got to sell the program. And that shit was wild.
No, I think it was just a broker company that was fake. It was not even like an academy or anything like that. And teaching. It was just a whole company that they were supposed to just trade for, like put your money and you could trade and they paid you out. You know, I made some money. They didn't pay me out. They just disappeared. You know, I was like, I'm not doing this, you know. Then I went to Forex, tried some Forex here and there, but you needed a lot of money. Like, you needed a good amount of money to trade. It was more of a mental game, you know. I wasn't stable at the time to do that. Like, I actually went deep into Forex. Like, I feel like I still do understand it, but I just want to focus on one thing now, which is real estate. But yeah, so that didn't work out. I tried Shopify. You know, I had made like a whole brand, you know, selling, it was called 360 online gifts or something, selling like, I was selling windshield covers for cars here. Like, like
for the winter time, right?
Winter time, yeah. I made a video, you know, I did everything myself. When I still have the IG page, like looking back at it.
You gotta see that after, bro.
It's so cool. Like, what the hell? Like, I'll make all the edits myself, you know? So that actually worked out a little bit. I made some money, you know, but I didn't know better. I spent it all. Like just made like 2-3 grand or whatever, spent it all, and couldn't find another product that worked in the summer. Closed that down, just decided to work, you know, get a job, start working factory job. I've done a bunch of jobs here. Worked at the LCBO, you know, the factory, not the actual.
Like the warehouse, right?
Yeah, the warehouse store, you know.
What's the worst job you've had?
Oh, man. the worst job. I would say it's working at the cheese factory, Saputo in St. Mary's, man. That thing was terrible. And I eat cheese. I don't eat cheese.
Really? Oh, really?
Yeah. So I'd have to like, they would bring in the trucks with the milk so we could use the milk to process the cheese and all that. I'd have to climb up to the top with a harness and a helmet and get a sample from the truck at 6 a.m. in the morning, you know?
Yeah.
In the cold, it was freaking deadly. And yeah, I did that that was my last job to get into wholesaling. So I was doing that job I did it for like 3 months while still studying wholesaling. So 2020, end of 2020, I found Matt McKeever, right? Tried to join his team, seen him talking about wholesaling and buying houses with no money in Canada. And he was in London. I was like, holy shit, this guy's doing this in London? Like, so I was like, yeah, I'm pretty hooked, you know? Started watching more of the videos, you know? Seen like they had a team, the click going on with Adam Martin, Amar, all of them. Like I used to look up to Amar, literally. I DM him like, bro, I'm trying to do what you're doing, like, you know? And yeah, so I reached out to his team, applied, you know, sent my interview and stuff. They told me to make an interview video. I had dreads at the time. No, I still, you won't believe it.
No, you're just so like, I honestly couldn't believe it. Just dreads.
I know. I wish. Oh, I miss it. Not going back no more. But it sucks. So yeah, I had dreads at the time, and I made the video, and they didn't respond, and that kind of like broke me. You know, I was like maybe because I'm black or something. You know, they had no black guys on the team, but it probably wasn't that. They just had a lot of people signed up at the time. You know, so after that, I still kept on researching, like, you know, who to teach me. I joined Cashflow Tribe because that was Matt McKeever's thing at the time. Then I seen a post from this lady, Allison Pazook. She had a wholesaling company called Blue Ocean Properties at the time. So I signed up. I reached out to her. I was really hungry, you know, wanted to learn the whole game, and she was down to teach me. And, you know, and we made a split 70-30. I get 30% of whatever I make. And cool. I was learning like 2 months while still working my cheese factory job, you know. I always hated the job, just wanted to wholesale. Because I was working, it was kind of hard to actually get a deal done, you know. I didn't have enough time to do research. And she didn't really like, we didn't pay for leads. I just had to like figure it out. Just taught me what to do and how to talk to sellers, the contracts, how to write an offer. But yeah, that was just it. Just go figure it out.
And why wholesaling out of any other like real estate investor sort of strategy? Like, why was it wholesaling that you went after?
I'm all alone here. I have no family, no credit, like no money, like, you know. So it was just like the perfect fit for me at the time, you know, like just get some money and figure it out. So it worked like great. Like there was no other strategy that would have worked for me at all.
And how long was it until you found your first deal? Like from when you took it serious?
When I took it serious, it was 4 months on the dot exactly. Yeah. And the funny part is I didn't even get the deal with Allison. So she closed down her company. So I quit my job like 2-3 months into working with her to fully focus with her. And like she said she would hire me as like the disposition manager because I hadn't gotten any deals like 3 months working with her. She's like, okay, I see you're hungry. I'll hire our disposition manager to sell out deals for us. And that only lasted for like a week, and she closed down the company after I quit my job.
That's tough phrase.
Yeah, and I just got a new apartment as well, like a 2-bed. I had to get a 2-bed because I was going to court with my baby moms, and like they wanted me to have a 2-bed to have my son and all that stuff, you know. And yeah, so I think that was what really burnt the fire. I had no money. I had this $1,500 apartment, you know, and no job, nothing. So yeah, I just had to find that first deal. And during that same period, luckily I took a coaching program with Alfonso. Alfonso Quadra. He seen where I was. We had a call. I found him on YouTube as well. I reached out to him on YouTube. Then the Wealth Genius wasn't there at all. They weren't this big at all, you know. He was just a guy on YouTube teaching, and I reached out to him. He said he has an inner circle. Let's join 10 grand. I'm like, holy, I definitely don't have that. He's like, don't worry, we'll figure it out. And a payment plan, you know. I started the payment plan like 2 months in, I'm like, bro, I have to cancel this. Like, I can't even afford, like, what was it? I think it was $1,000 or $700 a month or something. I couldn't afford it. I told him I wanted to cancel, but he's like, he let me stay in and said, like, you know, I got you like for a few months or something. You figure it out.
That's amazing. Yeah.
Yeah, like without that, I feel like I would have given up.
Yeah.
I was already there. I'm like, this is not working. Like, no deals, nothing. So yeah, then he told me what to do, cut my dreads, you know, take a nice picture, go on walkthroughs, clean up your Instagram, clean up all the old pictures, you know, go on walkthroughs and just record what you're doing, let people know what you're doing, you know. And I just started doing that all the time, like without knowing where it would get to. I'll just record it anytime I went on a walkthrough, and just people started knowing me, hitting me up for deals and asking me questions, you know. And he told me to also schedule, like, just reach out to people on Instagram and schedule like 15-minute Zoom calls and stuff. So I just kept on doing that, like random people, anyone. I'll hit up anyone, schedule a Zoom call. And I found my current partner, Stefan Ogado. I reached out to him and we scheduled a Zoom call. He was a black guy too, you know, and he was already flipping houses at the time, way ahead of me, like 2-3 years ahead of me. He had coaching from Corey McCannon. You know, so he just helped me out, you know, like so after I left Allison, he gave me a lead he thought was dead, and because he seen I was wholesaling and I was trying to wholesale, he just gave me a lead he thought was dead, and I called the lead. I got it under contract. I didn't even negotiate. I just got it for what they were asking. And I posted it on Facebook on my own, like, you know, without Allison or any company at the time. And the one buyer that came was the buyer that bought it.
Jeez, that's crazy.
Yeah, and I made my first 10, and yeah, that changed it for me. I was like, yeah, this is crazy. 10 grand in my bank.
Especially after all the obstacles you went through.
Like, it's just seeing that, it hit me so hard. Like, that's still the best amount of money I've ever gotten till today. Like, I've obviously made a lot more, but like 10,000, man, that first one, the relief, the breath, everything. You know, it just made life like, okay, I could, like, what's next, you know?
How far was the second deal from the first?
The second deal was like literally like 2-3 weeks after that. Like, it just put some hunger in me. I'm like, holy shit. Like, it's this easy. Just a piece of paper. I just sold it and that was it. You know, my next one was even, because I didn't have leads then, and I didn't know like wholesaling was a marketing business. So I was in marketing. I was just hustling it out. Like, even I only really started marketing last year. Like, everything was just straight hustle, figure it out, talk to someone, just go door knock or something, you know, get a free lead, call landlords, anyone. So yeah, my next deal was off the MLS. I just reached out to a realtor, and I seen the realtor. It was an out of town realtor. He just put one picture on the property in Chatham, and he was listing it for $250 or something. I locked it up for $230 and sold it for $250 while it was on the market.
Damn,
that's crazy.
Yeah,
it just seems like once you like focus on what you think is like correct, like the stars align, you know what I mean? Like you were grinding forever, and then all of a sudden it's like, okay, you close this deal, next one's coming in 2 weeks, you know? Then the other one, it's just a ripple effect.
Just that snowball, literally, and
that's crazy, bro. I love that.
Was there something that brought you, like, pulled you to wholesaling? Like, is it maybe your sales skills, your negotiations, the way you like to communicate with people, or?
At the start, it was just straight hunger, man. Like, that was the only thing that could have actually worked for me. You know, like, there was nothing else that could have worked. And the fact that my dad did real estate, I felt like, you know, I should be in there, and it's worked for my dad. I seen it worked. He was just bad at managing money. So, you know, he had 6 wives, of course, you know. Like, freaking crazy, right? So yeah, I just knew that definitely that was the path for me. Real estate and wholesaling was like a gateway to just start, you know. I feel like wholesaling is like, so many people look down on wholesaling somehow, but like it's needed regardless in any strategy you do. Like, you need deals, right?
Yeah.
So I felt like, it's a good place to put all my time in, you know. Like, whatever strategy I skill up to, I'm still gonna need this skill to know how to negotiate, you know. make offers and get deals from people. Yeah.
When was it when you started transitioning from like a wholesaler to like a multifamily like real estate?
It was literally the same time I started all in that. So that same 3-4 months, I started with Alfonso, right?
Yeah.
Alfonso wasn't teaching wholesale. It was buy a multifamily building. I'm like, okay, like, that's probably never going to happen for me, but I'm going to take all the other advice he's given me, just learning how to, because I watched his video and he just told me, he just spoke about like how buying an apartment building just makes more sense than duplexes and single families. So I just never even wanted to deal with duplexes. I'm like, yeah, this makes so much more sense.
Yeah.
And then I just joined his program, and his program is just strictly apartment buildings. So yeah, and that was the same time I was wholesaling, but you know, I didn't really focus on this program, but I did learn the basics, like, you know, running numbers and bigger buildings and stuff. You know, I networked to people in there. I did everything else he told me about posting, getting yourself known. You know, posting videos will cause like fair FOMO on other people, think they're missing out on something you're doing, they would reach out, you know?
Yeah.
So I just kept on doing that.
Being so young, do you feel like you had any like imposter syndrome? Like you didn't feel like confident enough to go for these big deals?
I had dreads at first, right?
Yeah.
I had to take them off because I felt like, oh, no one would ever talk to me in the real estate game.
Yeah.
Plus I'm black as well. Like, I just felt like it was definitely a big barrier. Like they were gonna not like me at all if I kept that same image. So yeah, I cut it off and decided to just go with low cut, looking clean and all. And it did work. I would say it definitely helped, you know? Yeah. And I already like being young, like back to your question, being young, sorry, what was the question again?
No, I was just kind of saying, like, did you ever have imposter syndrome? Because you're young, bro. Like, you're probably like, what, 20, 24 at this time, 23,
right,
and you're talking to people selling apartments, selling houses. Like,
right, yeah. I thought, I was like, but I always, there's that quote, fake it till you make it. Right?
Facts. Yeah.
So I kind of like held on to that a little bit.
Yeah.
I'm probably just going to fake it till I make it. And I knew I sounded older. I looked a lot more matured, and I was hanging around like older people, like growing up, even now I'm just used to hanging around the older people. So I just took that to my advantage, and you know, just seemed more matured and learned the words lingo quickly, and people just took me serious, like you know.
And once you were talking to buyers, like did you inform them that you're a wholesaler, or how do you approach that conversation?
Buyers or sellers?
With sellers, sorry.
Sellers? Yeah. I don't, you know, I come off as the guy buying it, and you know, like even now I do it way much better, like, and they just believe it, you know. It's just the confidence like you get from doing it over and over, repetition. Like there's nothing anyone could talk to me. No agent, even real estate agents, they try to like qualify me, like, oh, like, you know, are you serious? Like, are you qualified? Your mortgage, all that stuff. And I just, you know, talk and make them look stupid right away. And they just,
It's all about the confidence then, eh?
Yeah, it's literally all about it. And just knowing obviously what you're talking about, first of all, then, just confidence. And I remember my first cold call, like, the guy literally said, why are you calling me? Because it was so bad. But I just knew it's repetition, right? The more you do it, the better you get. Yeah.
And how many people are you talking to, like, on a weekly basis to, like, get all these, like, leads and close?
Right now? It could be, it ranges from like 50 to 100 people. You got to always talk to, I'm always like, picking up the phone, like I do that from like, let's say 11 a.m. to like 4 p.m. I'm just on the phone. The whole business is just talking to people, getting in contact with people, sellers, buyers, you know, 8 real estate agents, they bring pocket listings, you know, off market deals that they haven't listed, you know. So that's just the whole game, talking to people.
What gives you like that energy or like that motivation? You know, a lot of people want to be wholesalers or like be in the game, but they don't like understand the work behind all that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's like where I come from, right? I have a lot, like I have to go back fully accomplished, right? Like I feel like a lot of people don't have that here. So if everything's good for you, like your family is well off here, they're gonna give you, like if I don't go pay my bills, like I have nowhere to sleep, you know?
Yeah.
And no one will take me in. So like that, I feel like that's the real fire behind it all, knowing that no one's coming to save me. It's just me.
Yeah. I feel like that's a certain sort of mindset though. Like not everyone has that sort of mindset.
Yeah, it's more like life has to put you through that, right? To know. Some people are just lucky. I don't think it's luck. Right? Because if I didn't go through that, then I wouldn't be this guy. If I had it comfortable, I would really live comfortable, you know?
Yeah.
So I'm actually happy that's like, I feel bad for some people that their life is just so comfortable, like, you know, there's nothing pushing them. There's nothing to work hard for, right?
Do you think hanging out with all these walks of life, you brought up before, like you hung out with like a friend that was like crackhead or like just really bad, seeing all these people in these bad spots, did it help you achieve where you are now?
It definitely like made me know where I don't want to go for sure, you know, just seeing them. It's like the roommate, the guy was just messing up his life every other day, stealing, you know, just to buy some stuff. Yeah, I just seen him go down. I'm like, yeah, I need to leave here. Like, you know, it just made me know, like, yeah, this is not what I don't want to make no mistakes to try no drugs or even sell no drugs or nothing. Like, I had a lot of friends go to jail, like, you know, when I was like, when I was still fresh in Canada, and they were doing dumb stuff like scamming, selling coke, all that stuff, you know, and now most of them are in jail. They were selling girls and stuff, you know, trafficking. Yeah, I don't know if that's cool to talk.
Yeah, no, I mean, like you're being is real, right? Like it's like you gotta like notice when something is like a red flag per se, right? And it's like get out of that environment.
Yeah, like everyone, I don't know, it just didn't make sense to me. Like they didn't consider the fact that they were gonna go to jail for so long and come out. And for me, like what kept me away was I'm not a Canadian citizen as well. Like going to jail means I'm going back home, and back home means I'm losing this opportunity. So it wasn't even I couldn't gamble with that at all.
Yeah, 100%. And I guess I saw that you're posting a lot more social media lately. You know, a lot more content. What has made you opened up to that side of the world?
It's uncomfortable, right? Yeah. I just know doing anything uncomfortable would get me to the next level. I don't even know where that next level is. I just know just doing that right now is what I need to do. It just feels uncomfortable right now, and it shouldn't be. Like, why? Like, you know, why am I scared of the camera? So yeah, I'm just. And
you started the Elite Network, no? Like, what's that all about?
Elite Network.
What is that about, brother? What's going on there?
I don't know if I should talk too much about that, but it's pretty much us just trying to help like people, the younger crowd, anyone looking to learn wholesaling in Canada, right? We're trying to just, because there isn't that many people teaching wholesaling in Canada. If you search up wholesaling right now, you're just gonna see a bunch of people in the States. Yeah. And in Canada, it seems like all the info is just hidden, like, you know, where to get your contract, how to, even knowing it's even possible, like there's no one teaching it. There's only one person right now, Thea of Illinois with Wealth Genius.
Okay, yeah.
The whole group, that's the only people teaching wholesaling right now. So I just feel like that's missing, and I should be the guy to fill that up.
Okay, so there's a lot more things coming with the Elite.
Yeah,
down the line.
For sure.
There's a gap to fill.
Yeah.
Have you found ever since you started Elite Network, it's kind of give you another like push?
Because we haven't really launched it, I wouldn't say it's more so like actually having employees now, like people working for me. Like we have like a VA in Philippines, and me paying her every week. I'm real like, oh wow, she actually needs this money for her kids, and you know, and stuff. Like we started talking to her, getting close to her, even calling. I don't know if you guys seen the video when he made his first wholesale deal there. He made
the teddy bear?
5, yeah. Yeah, he made a video. No, he made a video of his mother. And
yeah.
I couldn't even I was just so speechless, man. Like that took me away. Like, holy shit, the mother was so happy for him, and you know, just seeing that just made me, oh damn, I could do this for more people, you know. And Colin was so random. I wasn't gonna come for Mike's event that day, and I just, you know, Mike messaged me, are you coming? Where are you? You know? I'm like, oh shit, got out of bed, came kind of late, you know, and I seen Colin selling couches. I'm like, I looked up his page, 184,000. I'm like, no, I gotta put this kid on right away, you know?
Yeah.
I pitched him on there right there, and I was like, okay, cool. I was like, in my head, he's probably just gonna say whatever and not hit me up or not follow up, but he followed up and it was fully down. And I was like, okay, we're gonna start. He's probably gonna give up in like 2-3 weeks. That was what was going through my head, you know. And no, he didn't.
As an animal,
the hunger was like the same as mine. I was like, okay, you know. And he got his first deal in in 5 weeks, man. Way quicker.
That's crazy, man.
But that's what comes when you have like the right people teaching you, right?
Yeah,
like right away. Yeah.
I remember in the podcast I was listening to that you were on, you were saying how like flyers, like the mailing campaigns and flyers don't really work. Have you like changed your mind in regards to like that sort of strategy? Are you more like door knocking or face to face?
Well, actually, I don't know why a lot of people think I door knock, but we do it here and there. You know, it's not like you can't door knock every day, man. Like, it's not worth your time, right? So we're doing other strategies now. Bandit signs, that's one of them. You know, that works a lot in certain markets. Like, it's different for each market. Like, if you go do bandit signs in Toronto right now, you're not gonna get the same type of leads that you would out here in like Chatham and other cities, you know. So like, and this, like, last year was my first time really marketing. I started flyers. Like, prior to that, I was just getting it from MLS, Facebook posts, you know, every other way that was free.
So you weren't like sending out the flyers to all the houses and stuff like that?
I actually wasn't. When everyone else was doing it, I really wasn't like sending that much. And it was later down the line I started sending, and it didn't work for me. So I just decided to put it on pause. But yeah, we're gonna be sending out more regardless now. Now I just know it's marketing. Like, that's the whole wholesaling business. So just pumping out Facebook ads, Google ads, you know. The flyers are gonna be like, there's gonna be a certain amount. We're just gonna do a certain amount that we can afford and like keep long term, because it's more consistency than just doing a big campaign.
One push of what's What areas are you focusing on right now?
It's just the whole southwestern Ontario, you know, Windsor, Chatham, London, St. Thomas. Gonna go up to Woodstock, Stratford.
Are there any markets that are starting to like come up a lot in wholesaling now that you see a lot
of deals from? I'd say Windsor. I never, like, without calling, I would never drive to Windsor. Like 2 hours. That's going backwards. But doing that, but calling, we just started hitting the market, and lots of leads from there. Like, and there are actually lots of buyers for Windsor as well. And there's not that much competition in terms of wholesalers there right now. So
what's your overall goal with like your wholesaling business?
Like, goal for the year,
or just like, let's say like a couple years. Like, are you trying to have like the best wholesaling business Ontario
in Canada in general? Like,
in Canada,
man, I gotta go big or go home. So we're gonna be branching out to like the biggest cities like Alberta, out Saskatchewan, Saskatoon, you know. But we're solely gonna like focus on apartments like everywhere else apart from Ontario, you know, because I don't think single families or duplexes would sell as good. You know, it's not worth I don't think, because the margins, like, you got to look at the margins as well. They pay like $5,000 there, $10,000 per assignment deal, and I just feel like the margins would be too small for like the campaign, the money we're spending on marketing there.
I kind of want to touch on like this one deal that you said that kind of frustrated you, bro. You didn't get the deal under contract. It was a $5 million deal. What happened? What happened there, bro? Let's talk about that.
Man,
it highlights the importance of getting it under contract, right?
That was painful. That was like when that was from Wealth. I was in Wealth Genius a lot, and there's this guy named James Fernandez, and he recently joined the group that time, and obviously I hopped on a call with him because that's what I was doing a lot of that time, and we talked. He seemed like a cool guy, smart guy and all, and he told me he's looking for a deal. And me, I was already talking to a bunch of realtors at the time, like the big talk, and, you know, over the phone though, and they never met me in person at that time. So I sent James a deal the night before. He didn't like that one. He passed on it. Then I introduced him to my realtor, who I was already sending me all these apartment deals, you know. And my realtor sent both of us, because he thought we were partners. He sent both of us the same deal. And I told James, let's go check it out. You know, we went there, checked it out. James pulled up in his Tesla. I was driving like a Nissan Altima at the time. So right away, the realtor knew who the buyer was, I think, you know. And the realtors at that point still started talking to James more, you know, asking him questions how he's going to quote. And I was like, in the back end, I was like, okay, cool. Like, that's fine. Like, you know, but I told James at the end of the walkthrough, I want to partner up with you, because he was in Wealth Genius. Like, let me know what you want to do, or like need help or raising capital. Like,
And you're the one who had the realtor to bring the deal in, right? That was your connection.
That was all
did the
me. Like I did the whole work, like, you know, because I already worked at the realtor on multiple deals prior to that one. Like we're already negotiating on a motel on the One Cliff there. Like the realtor brought to me, you know. The realtor brought another deal that I showed James. He didn't like it. Then I connected James with him, like all three of us, and the realtor sent us the next deal together. Me and James seen it. I told James, I want to be a part of this. 33, you know, it's big to me. I didn't even care if I even got real, like major equity. I just maybe 1% just to say I you know, I was part of it.
100%.
I don't really care about the money that much. It's just I just want to be a part of it, even to learn, like just to learn from him at the time, you know. And before I knew it, like James sent the deposit the next day. The realtor wasn't picking my calls, you know. I just wasn't a part of the deal.
So right under your feet, it happened.
Yeah, like it was just insane, and it was $5 million. Like I remember just going to the washroom, like just tearing up. I even told my mentor, but he couldn't do anything about it because we're both his students, right? He was just trying to play it neutral.
Yeah.
So that really just showed me the game was not. You know, people don't act like they seem. You know. And James is a great guy. He's just looking out for himself, right? That's just it. Everyone's always looking out for themselves. That made me realize that with the business at the time. I'm glad I learned that early, you know. And I never made that mistake again. I always got it.
No, that's crazy. Like to go through something like that. You know, you're doing all the work behind the deal.
Yeah.
Boom.
Introduce a person to it,
and boom, he actually bought it. Like we were going for the walk. I'm like, this is another walkthrough. I'm just gonna record it, post it on the gram. Nothing's gonna happen. Nah, James really did, and props to him. It wasn't an easy deal too. Like him taking it on alone, like that was brave of him. Like at the time, like you know, he hadn't done anything like that. You know, I heard he had to bundle up a bunch of his properties to close on that deal. So big risk. Like by all means, like he should have done it alone, taken that amount of risk. But I just felt like he should have, you know, spoken to me like, I want to do this alone. You know, or a finder's fee, something, you know.
So help me out too.
Especially on such a big asset.
Just like my time was not like, you know, I wasn't anything to him.
So you'd say that changed you as a businessman? Like,
that just made me more like, okay, I got to become a shark. There's no love in this. You know? There's no love. It's strictly paper. Like, let's, you know, and I'm happy that happened. Now I don't play with no one. Like, you know, even realtors, I sign agreements with them prior to showing them any of my off-market deals to get buyers from me, or anyone I'm doing with is always a agreement right away.
Yeah, it's crazy all the bureaucracies that goes through an off-market deal, right? And all the wording and the specific things you need to add, like your clauses and stuff like that.
Right, to protect yourself as well. I've gotten sued like 2 times. Yeah.
Damn, bro.
Yeah, bro. It's not a joke. Like, people think, you wholesale a property and once the person signs the deal,
it's over.
It's over. No, you're still 100% liable to close on that deal, and your buyer could literally walk away. Still, like, if you don't have the right clauses, you know, I didn't have the right clauses on the buyer contract, the Form 145, the assignment contract. You know, there's specific clauses you have to put there to state like they still hold liability if they don't close on the property. So
So like, what happened with those like lawsuits though? Like, did you get through them? You had to pay them out? So they're still going or what?
Lawsuits are like, for the most part though, it just depends. If you're getting like something worth a lot of money, then all the lawsuits I got threatened with were just
open threats, kind of
open serious threats. My lawyer was freaking out. Freaking out, calling me and stuff like holy shit. So it was for an 8-unit in Chatham. I got the deal on the contract. I kind of knew it was overpriced, but I still put it out there because the market was crazy at the time. You know, then I had this other wholesaler reach out to me saying she had a buyer from Toronto who's a realtor and he's got money ready to close on it. Boom, he puts $100,000 deposit. Me and the wholesaler were going to make 50 grand each. It was amazing. Like, you know, I already thought me selling it to him for 50 grand was too much. I was ready to split it, but she added her own 50 and sold it to him. And this guy agreed, signed the paperwork. It seemed too good to be true, but I was like, oh, it's happening. They signed the documents, you know, the money is, the deposit's in, you know, all the things that mattered were in, and like prior to closing, like the guys, like he didn't know about some issue regarding the like the city had like some fire code regulations with the building that were incomplete, and they needed the seller to move like a stairwell. It was just complicated stuff, you know.
It always gets messy.
Yeah, it gets messy, man. And but it wasn't really that much of a big deal. But the buyer realized he shouldn't have bought that deal.
Yeah,
overpaid, you know. And yeah, he found a way to get out. And I had $25,000 deposit on the line as well on that deal. Because it's an 8-unit, right? You have to put a lot of money down, and I was coming in as the buyer, so
fronted.
Yeah, I was fronting it, and he was like, "Put 25." I'm like, "Cool, bro." Took out all the money in my bank account and put it right in, you know, risk it all. It's like, I'm gonna do it, you know. Then the buyer started reaching out saying he wants his deposit back. He's not closing on this. We didn't disclose this to him. But I'm just a wholesaler. You have to do your own research, right? But the fact he was backing out meant I was going to lose my 25 that I put in. And the buyer said he was, because he already gave the seller, so it was 25 upon acceptance and 100,000 after waiving conditions, right? So we waived conditions. The buyer funded the 100, you know, and my 25 was just still left in my lawyer's trust. And so the buyer was like, I need my 100 grand back from the seller. The seller's like, I'm not giving you anything. You're not closing on the deal. The buyer's like, okay, I'm going to sue you. The seller said, I'm going to sue you still once I sell this for lower. So I was like,
bro, a lot of people hear this and the first thing they do is go to the bathroom and throw up. Like how are you mentally going through these tough ass conversations?
It's I was freaking out as well, like with my lawyer. But at the end of the day, I'm like, what do I have to lose, you know? What are they gonna come really take from me? So that was at the point where that was where I was at the time, you know? Like I really had nothing to lose. So yes.
Thanks for that pee break there, Coca.
It's 1 in a million nowadays.
Jokes. We're back in action, bro. One thing I wanted to ask you is, I know you've always been a wholesaler, but you've also put a lot of time into the multifamily where you had to put wholesaling aside.
Right. Yeah.
Right? Like I listened to the podcast, Brian.
So that messed up. That whole part, kind of the focusing on one thing is so true, man. You can't, especially when you're growing like both of them, you can't grow one thing while growing another. You just have to grow one. Then once that's fully built, pour into that.
So what exactly were you doing on the multifamily side?
So I was raising capital and I was acquiring deals, closing on deals with partners, but I didn't realize how much time it takes to fulfill your promises with a partner. Make sure that deal gets to where, because I'm buying buildings that we have to kick out tenants, and I'm making all these promises, you know, without actually doing it. And then I actually have to do it, and I realize how much time it takes to kick out a 40-year tenant that's living in the building. You know, you got to do a lot of work. You got to go to day to day, get the U-Haul, make sure they're out, you know, they're managing contractors. All that stuff was new to me. So I didn't realize the amount of time it'll take. And yeah, that kind of pushed me out of wholesaling for a bit there, because I was just focused on not losing my partner's money and making sure I gave them that return I promised them.
Yeah.
So
I feel like that's like a big responsibility to hold, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but like, I don't know why there's so much hype about OPM. It's not fun. Like, I don't think so. Like, I don't, like, it's a job.
Yeah.
You know, and once you sign up for it, except you're doing it at scale, like a 50-unit building, 30 units, then yeah, it is worth it at that point, you know. And it's just, you still have to pick the right investors, because like the 29 unit we just finished in Saskatoon, like we had good investors. They put a lot of money. They weren't poor or anything, but they were still worried, you know, like things were taking longer than expected. Everyone was stressed, you know, they're stressing us out, stressing me out, stressing my partner Elliot out. So, you know, like that's what people don't realize about raising capital. You're taking someone's money. Like that person is gonna be on you, like, you know, to pay them back. And if you're a good person, you're gonna be stressed out about that. Like, you know, it's gonna give you sleepless nights. You can't focus on what's actually making you money, you know.
What keeps you going during those sleepless nights? Like when you know you're in a pickle per se, and then like these investors are going after, where's my money? Where's the money? Like, what keeps you really going?
It's back to my, I have to figure it out. Like, this is not the end, like this is just part of the whole process. Like, I got to learn this, like that's where I would just go back to. Like, I have no options, for me. Like, I can't just give up and go do what, go get a job. Like, and well, how am I gonna help my family back home? I can't even. How am I gonna help my son? Like, yeah. So
like personally, like I feel like I have a problem with risk tolerance. You know what I mean? Because like you have to be risky to gain, but there's a point where some people are too risky, they lose everything.
Right.
Like, have you found that perfect balance for yourself?
I haven't. I'm always all in. Like, if you play poker with me, I'm always all in. Like, I just believe in just going all in. There's no plan Bs for me. Like, I don't even think about a plan B. If this is what I'm doing, it has to work. Like, it just has to. There's just no other option, and that's, at the end of the day, it just works once you think like that. Sometimes it might not work, and you're fucked. but like most times it does work, and even if it doesn't work, you learn something great that would help you wherever you move on to next. Like,
Have you found having less people involved in like these deals makes it a lot easier because you have less
like
people
raising capital?
Yeah.
It's not even less people. It's the person you pick. You can't pick someone who's giving you the last 50 grand, like what they have. Like, that's what I realized. You have to and you can't pick someone who's like giving you that money to learn the game, learn how to buy their own buildings, because they're gonna be on you. Like, you really want actual passive investors, like a doctor, a lawyer who's just got a full-time job. They just have this money aside and they just want to invest and have you. They trust you and have you manage it, So yeah, that's what I learned with that. I wouldn't take money from anyone just trying to learn apartment buildings, or it's their last money.
How long did it take you to realize that you have to talk to those sort of people, and how long did it take you to like get a clientele like that? Someone who's really passive, they're not really in your ear all the time.
It's networking, man. Like, I realized going for real estate events really wouldn't help me get that. Everyone there is either like on their last 100,000 or something, and they're trying to make the millions with whatever deal you have, or they're trying to make a lot of money, or they're just beginners looking to learn, right? So now I just go for other events like car meetups a lot, like
car meetups.
Yeah, like I love cars, man. I'm into cars a lot. Like, car meetups, just networking in different, like, I ski a lot now, I talk to a lot of people on the lift chair, I meet a lot of doctors.
I saw that, bro. You're quite the, wait, you ski or snowboard?
I snowboard. Sorry.
You snowboard? Yeah, I was gonna say, I see you do some crazy shit last weekend.
Like, that snowboarding too, oh man, I don't even know how I got into that. Like, yeah, some girls took me to Bowler Mountain and left me at the top, and like, figure it out. I was like, yeah, I hate you guys. And I came the next day again alone. I just wanted to figure it out.
Yeah.
And I just kept on going, got addicted to the part where like you fail and you get back up and you figure it out. You try again until you get it, and repetition just gets you better at anything. And now it seems like I've been snowboarding since like forever. But I just kept on doing it. It actually just made me realize, it helped me in my wholesaling business that, like, even though it's not working out right now, just keep trying, just keep going at it. Consistency, yeah, that's the word, yeah. You definitely figure it out eventually. Yeah.
Do you have any other hobbies other than like snowboarding? Like,
right now, no, I don't like, I used to game a lot, right? But that got put away, like, totally. I'm not into that. I go to the track. I race my car a lot. Yeah.
Oh, really?
That's the racetrack. Yeah.
What's your dream car?
My dream car right now? Damn. There's so many, bro. There's so many. But I'd say it's a Bugatti for sure.
Jeez.
Yeah, bro.
Shooting for the mills.
Yeah. Come on, bro. Like, that's one off. Like,
a
Lambo, I know I'm definitely gonna get a Lambo eventually, but that's nothing special anymore,
Yeah. Have you ever thought about golf? Because I know that's like a place where like people want to network.
This summer, you're already on it. Yeah.
Say word, bro. Let's go golfing this summer.
You're gonna put me on. I'm totally down.
Let's do it.
Totally down. Let's do it, golfing, but I know, I have to be there to network.
Yeah.
I'm definitely ready to learn that sport now.
Yeah. It's crazy how like networking really makes you go to that next level. A lot of people don't understand that, you know what I mean? Like, if you could give some tips on like how you network and go to these events, because I know a lot of people go in there, they're the bug on the wall.
Yeah,
fly in the
they're
wall.
shy.
They don't do shit. They kind of
No,
stand there. I've been guilty of that too, though.
Right.
You know what I mean? So like,
Right.
what are some things that you're just kind of like, hey, fuck, like, let's do it.
When you're at a networking event, you just gotta realize that they don't know you, like you're wasting your time there because you just came for nothing. So all I do now is I just talk to everyone, The conversations are obviously awkward. Like after, hey, my name is this, I do this, and what are you saying?
Yeah,
There's nothing else to say, so it gets awkward quickly. So I just like figure it out on the fly, Just you obviously not do good a few ones where it won't matter. It's just building that repetition to get better over time. Like, I obviously messed up a few conversations, like with they just stare at each other. I won't know what to say to the person,
Yeah.
After doing that a few times, I realized, ask them about their shoe, like look at something they're wearing or what, like anything. Just try to relate with the person.
Yeah.
And yeah, people just like working with people that they like, and just try to like something they like. They're talking about F1, Formula One, even though you're not, like if you brought up golfing, even though I'm not into golfing, like I'll be like, Tiger Woods, I watch this.
Yeah.
I'll say something about it, and then you be like, oh, this guy likes golfing, or she kind of knows something about it, and yeah.
And a lot of people, when they talk, like, and if they're the ones sounding awkward, like all night, they're the ones thinking about it. And they're like, oh, I sounded awkward. Meanwhile, the other person doesn't even fucking think more than 2 seconds.
Another thing that is, you got to always remember we're all going to die. Like in 150 years, nothing here matters.
Yeah.
So I always like remind myself about that. Like whenever I get scared about like posting that video, my first video, like with Nazar, like the one where I was wearing the head warmer and like I didn't want to post that video. I was like, this is not good enough.
Yeah.
This definitely looked bad. My outfit was bad, but I just still post. I'm like, these are my smallest followers right now. It doesn't matter. I'm going to die someday. Like, none of this matters. So I just put it out there, that I feel like a lot of people don't think like that. They think people care. Like, no one cares about you. Like, people just swipe past so quick. No one's going to remember. Everyone's so focused on their life,
Yeah.
Like what's going on in their life. That's all they care about. So if you could meet someone and you get them talking about their life, they'll somehow like you more because they just care about themselves more. So,
Yeah, 100%. Do you think like the little kid version of you, do you think you're happy with who you are today?
Yeah, I feel like, like just being able to be on my own here in Canada and just still like survive. I haven't gotten in trouble. I haven't gone to jail or nothing because there are a lot of trials for that, right? Like, like not having a job, having to still figure out how to make money, having bad friends around. Like I definitely got tempted a lot to do something illegal and get in trouble, but I survived all that. Didn't get in trouble, didn't get deported, and I'm still here.
What kept you there? Like, was it your conscience? Like, are you spiritual in any way? Like what kept you away from all that stuff?
It was just knowing that if I got in serious trouble, like it was more so I'd let my family down, like I'll lose the opportunity I have here, like, which they don't have, right? So that kind of meant a lot to me, and I just didn't want to.
How does your family look at you now from like this, when you were 17 landing here?
Oh man, like yeah, they're definitely impressed, but I haven't seen them in 10 years. So like I haven't really, I have to go back to.
You plan to go back soon?
Yeah, this year.
Really?
I bought a ticket. So that's the thing again with raising capital. I bought a ticket last year, but I couldn't go because my partner, the project was ramping up. Like we were getting pushed back. Like contractors were messing things up, and I had to cancel the flight. Right. So that just made me. I don't want to raise capital like with partners that are like that. Like I had everything ready, like set up for me to leave, and someone was gonna manage and check on the project, but my partner was like, why are you leaving? It made me feel bad about it. Like, and he put up the money, and I'm like, I don't want to do that to him and make him feel like I'm gone. So,
is there something you're expecting or hoping for when you go back home?
It's just giving me more fire, man. Because I feel like you think I have fire, but I feel like it's weared off like a lot. Like going back home would put that back in my face that you are still freaking lucky, even though you have it hard here, like you're still doing way better than everyone there. Like they don't have 24 hours of like electricity down there, like they don't have that. Like currency is crazy, like like currency is pretty bad there. Like $1 is like 2,000 naira. I don't.
Yeah.
That's
The conversion.
the conversion is crazy. Yeah. So like things are really hard there. Like people are still like yeah, people are just really poor.
Is there any philanthropy you'd want to do back home? Like maybe set up a school, like buy a home?
When I was doing Forex, I really had this dream to teach a lot of people there because they're quite smart. Nigerians are smart as hell. Like you know, like so I was just like, yeah, maybe I'll teach them how to get into Forex and stuff because I thought I was gonna figure that out, you know.
I was gonna say Forex makes all man's feel like super like to make it out.
Figuring that out. So I'm gonna make $1 billion. But there's some cool guys that have actually done it. I don't know if you know Q Banks. Yeah, like some things. Like there's some traders that really like made those big M's. So it is possible. It's just you gotta put in the time, right? And I don't think that is stuck with me. Or I just didn't make my first big check off. I didn't make any money off it, so that's why I didn't stick with it, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, it's wholesaling for me, and I haven't thought about how I'm gonna go back, but I know I definitely want to get people involved in making money somehow. I just don't know how.
Yeah, but you are going back this year, eh?
Yeah, I'm definitely
100%.
Yeah, bro. I've seen my mom been like,
that's crazy.
Yeah,
That's gonna be such a special moment, man.
I know. I was thinking about surprising her, but I think she
You have a heart attack.
I don't want to do that, so I'm gonna let her know. Yeah, I'm actually even nervous going back, man.
Of course,
you know.
Yeah. What's the nervousness coming from, you think?
I just don't know what to expect. Like, are they going to be proud of me? Like, how far I came? You know, like I still haven't gone where I feel like they expect me to get to. But you know, I'm doing okay. It's been 10 years. Like, I think they expect me to be a billionaire or something coming crazy. You know, but
oh boy, like they should be super proud of you. You're doing more than the average Canadian born here and raised here.
I'm not Canadian, right?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. You can do a lot more. But what I'm saying though is like, bro, you gotta be so proud of what you've done. So as far, bro, 100%. Bro, you're a monster.
Appreciate it.
You know what I mean? You're a big man in the real estate industry.
Literally.
Appreciate it,
right?
Appreciate it.
One question I wanted to get into is like how important was having your son in your life? Like, how has that changed your mindset as like being a man?
Sure, it's half and half, right? Because definitely made me feel like I have to leave a legacy. I got to do more, you know. But it's not what really burns my fire like it would for most people, right? Because like one, I don't live with him too, right? Me and the mom are separated and stuff. You know, we have like legal issues going on, you know, and. Yeah, so honestly, it's great, but seeing him like learning like things like he started playing soccer. I play soccer as well. That's another
athlete over here.
Yeah, pickups every week at BMO, and he started playing soccer too, and he's in love with it. You know, and he's quite good too. So like just seeing that's pretty cool. You know, having. Giving birth to someone and they like everything you like, you know, they're pretty much me.
That's crazy. Yeah, an enemy.
It's so cool, you know, but I just like it's kind of sad at the same time that I don't get to like, you know, sleepovers. I don't get to spend all the time I want with him.
Yeah. And like obviously like that's something like you would like more of, you know.
Yeah, of course. It's like, just man, the court systems here are crazy.
Yeah.
But even too, at least you have the drive and the want for that, right?
Yeah,
because there's people out there who don't
care at all. Yeah, I know, and I know it'll eventually happen. Like men always tend to go back to the. I always hated my father growing up for some reason, but like you know, like lately I do want to talk to the guy, like you know, like because I understand what he was doing back then. You know, multiple women, like of course, you know,
like having that conversation kind of like makes you understand yourself more. You know what I mean?
Right with him,
Because I remember going to El Salvador, and first time I met my grandpa. And I was like, okay, like he's doing things that I would do. You know what I mean? Like that's weird.
So I grew older, I started thinking back, oh, that's why he did this. That's why he did that, you know? Like, yeah, she's just having fun. Like, you know, just got to have fun here and there. Like, just being a man. So, yeah, man.
Yeah, I love that, bro. I guess, is there anything else you'd like to share with our audience or anything else you'd like to promote on your end?
Plugins, anything?
Promote just follow Score Properties, you know? Yeah, we've got the best off-market deals in Southwestern Ontario here. Jeez. And if you want to learn about wholesaling, follow Elite Network. We're going to be bringing that out Q2 this year, you know, teaching wholesale in Canada. Yeah, if you want to get into that, you should follow the page.
Let's go, bro. We'll make sure to add all the tags and the Instagram handles and all that on there as well, eh?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, and honestly, I appreciate your time, man. Thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you guys for inviting me.
No, man. Bro, we'll get you on again when the story progresses. 100%, bro. We got to do it.
Man. You guys are definitely being a different level too. So, yeah.
Appreciate it, bro. Yo, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and follow Franklin, and we'll add everything else. Peace.